My fellow magicians, the dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. And so, my fellow magicians, let's all go to hell in a fast car and keep it hot. And on today's little pit stop, I'm sensing kind of similar vibes from yesterday. I have our general energies out, and one of the tarot flipped out. And when this tarot flipped out, I was like, oh, some people are getting ready to go through a shift, like a major shift. And based on the general energies, that seems to be the case. But again, we're ending with, if you looked at the read yesterday, we were ending with some kind of turbulence. And when I was looking at some of the stuff on the bottom of the deck, what it feels like is like there are people who might prefer to see you like knocked off of your square or knocked off of balance, something like that. Like I'm saying, it's not that big of a deal. It just seems like background noise. It feels like nothing that's going to result in a confrontation, perhaps, but like I'm just seeing like more of that kind of echoes of that like in the energy here. So let's go ahead and start off with like our shift first. So what we have here is homeless and the King of Pentacles. Now, for a very small, teensy, maybe one person out there, if you are facing something like a threat of homelessness or like poverty or something like that, it's sort of like going from a state of poverty to a state of stability, at least, if we're not talking about like wealth, because I don't know how that would happen, but it very well could. I'm not the arbiter of the shift, okay? And I can't tell you what you can and can't experience in this world. I just know what tends to be like reasonable of an expectation and what tends to be an outlier, right? But outliers do exist. So it's just a major positive shift. It's going from like one state entirely to another state, and it is in the positive. So the poverty to King of Pentacles, which is like in charge of my money, financially stable, perhaps even wealthy, perhaps even having a surplus, that is just a specific example. The general thing is just like, you're gonna enjoy this, like this is a beneficial thing, as long as we're playing the cards right, correctly, because major shifts, just to remind everybody, major shifts, even when they're in the positive, success is in fact a trauma, okay? So we've gotta kind of like keep our centers and like stay frosty on that kind of stuff, because even seemingly very, very beneficial things do have their drawbacks, and things that you will think are like nothing but positive do in fact come with negatives. There's like pros and cons to everything, right? And so in our second column here, we have goal in the world. So especially if this has been something that you have been aiming for, it's sort of like you did it. Like this is like the finish line. Lots of people are going to be hitting the finish line, and it's going to be very apparent that you have. So if that's like a business goal, a finance goal, a health goal, a healing goal, something like you're hitting it, most likely. And then here is our weirdness over here. We're ending with idea and the 9 of Swords. Let me look at the words that are on here, if I can even read them. I think this is innovation, suggestion, vision. This might be, if this is not like somebody else, if this is y'all, and this is sometimes something that happens with a good thing, paradoxically. When a very, very good thing happens to us, paradoxically, that's when the anxiety and catastrophizing can really kick in, because you're sitting there like, well, I'm used to it being shit. And so like now it's good. There's like no way. Like, and so you start like, and that's can be hazardous, because not only are you detracting from your own joy in the moment, but also that catastrophizing, that worry, that whatever can in fact become a self-fulfilling prophecy if we don't recognize it and check it. Because like, it's okay to be experiencing anxiety, but when we're talking about something, and this is, I don't like this statement, even though it's very like pithy and rhymey and everything else, thoughts become things, right? When you're talking about a thought becoming a thing, in general, that doesn't just automatically happen. It in certain instances, I have experienced that where, and I'm sure most of y'all have, where something I've been thinking has in fact just manifested. Like without me doing a damn thing, it does happen. However, people can get extremely concerned about this. People who experience intrusive thoughts, people who experience catastrophizing, high levels of anxiety, when you tell that person your thoughts become things, it's like they're thinking like wild stuff that's like never ever going to happen. Unless, right? Unless in thinking those thoughts, we are acting on them. We are making our decisions from them. When we start taking actions based on thoughts that have no basis in reality, that is how something like that thought can become a manifestation, an experience. But usually it's not one-to-one. Like the thing that you're thinking isn't exactly what you're experiencing. And so that's why I don't really like, oh, well, your thoughts just become things, because there is typically a process there, okay? And it tends to just like, if someone's dealing with anxiety, it tends to just like add to their anxiety, that like, oh, your thoughts are like, they're becoming things, babe. So that is the benefit of time in manifestations as well, okay? Typically, there is a long lag time between a thought or an inspiration that you have and like a physical manifestation of that thing. You have plenty of time to course correct. And I promise you, as someone who has dealt with extreme anxiety, catastrophizing as a result of managing CPTSD, okay, intrusive thoughts out the wise, pretty much none of those thoughts have ever become things. The thing they became was a restrictive ED, was the ANA. That was how that thought became a thing, all right? But I didn't manifest what I was actually thinking about, all right? So I just as someone who's experienced that and also has done like the manifestation, like new thought stuff, just to let you know, after decades of that, those thoughts never became things, babe. Never became things. Have I materialized like fears of mine? Has that ever manifested? Yes, it has. And guess what? I want to say every single time I have ever had a real fear, something that I was worried about manifest, it was never that big of a deal. So usually when something like that is manifesting, if we're going, because sometimes shit just happens, okay? But if we're going with like everything's a lesson or what have you, if we're going with that, it's usually to show you that like what you're so afraid of is actually not that big of a deal and you're stronger than that thing. And maybe you take a hit here and there, but in fact, you're gonna keep going on. Like, that's the only thing that has ever happened to me, like, ever, okay? So I don't want people to, like, get all worried about stuff like that. If you are someone who is super into manifesting and maybe does have, like, mental health challenges, like, they're not completely incompatible. But like I said, that old style, new thought manifestation stuff, a lot of that, while it's not completely false, there are better ways or, more specific ways to be talking about that kind of stuff as we continue to go forward and we keep learning, okay? So some of it's perennial wisdom and we can use it no matter what. And then some of it is just like goofy nonsense, okay? And we just go, oh, okay, yeah, that's the goofy nonsense. Or we can like change how we're talking about this a little bit so it's not so much goofy nonsense, and then we just move forward, all right? So I just want, for that last one, if it turns out that we're doing some catastrophizing here, we're gonna look at how we're gonna address that, okay? So let's talk about our shift, because what flipped up already, I can't see any of the other tarot. One of the cards that was under our poor homeless King of Pentacles, okay, was the Wheel of Fortune. So like, that is the shift. Six of Cups, like I'm saying, this is, you know what this is giving? This is almost giving like something insanely positive is just gonna fall right into your lap. And maybe we'll look at what like this Six of Cups like could be, but this is almost like God, the universe, your guides or whatever going, for you, here you go. It's for you, like it's the shift, it's the mega happy timeline. Like, hey, I will speak into existence spontaneous, mega positive manifestations as a result of the unfolding and incoming of the mega happy timeline. I'm speaking that into existence for everybody, okay? We're just gonna have that. So maybe expect that, I don't know. Not to the detriment of your own labor though, like don't rely on it, okay? But if something like that comes in while you're doing your groundwork, I would say, you know, enjoy it. So now the world and goal. Oh my Lord, we got the devil. The thing is, I got the devil yesterday on like something that was a goal. It was like the 10 of Wands and the devil. It's like something that somebody's been working like the devil for. We're gonna look at the devil though. But like I'm saying, some of it the other day was coming out as potentially maybe some unhealthy behavior surrounding your work, right? Workaholism, like burning the midnight oil, maybe not paying as much attention to health, mental, physical, spiritual health, if you are a spiritual person, than we could be. But the thing is, when I was looking at it yesterday, whatever this was, it was like this person or these people knew that for what they wanted to accomplish, this devil stuff was kind of necessary, and at least for a period of time, right? So whatever this devil is, that is also over as we hit the goal. But we'll look at it just to make sure that there's nothing like weird on it. So finally, our 9 of Swords with idea. This is interesting. This is like some kind of... This is either somebody looking at y'all with suspicion with this Hierophant, Page of Swords, because the Hierophant's up here, and oh no, I think it is y'all. This is exactly what I'm saying, because like I was saying, there's something like with the Wheel of Fortune and everything on here, there's something like divine about this. There's something that's just like completely like serendipitous, and like it's like maybe a big thing or a major thing, and it's sort of like this is divinely appointed to you, and y'all are sitting here like doubt, suspicious, the divine inspiration, the divine gift. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it's too good to be true. I don't know about this. What, God exists? No, just the devil. Like it's all, it's like you're going from like a very, very perhaps hard time to something very good, and it's sort of like there might be doubt on that, which it makes sense, but let's just kind of like navigate our way through that, right? So we don't maybe create something that we don't want to create, or at least detract from happiness that we could be experiencing in the present moment. So we're going to go onto our tiny little deck here, and we're going to start getting some specifics. So I'm just curious if we can get any details on this shift, what it is specifically. Let's see if we can get it. But like typically if it's like Wheel of Fortune or whatever, like sometimes you'll just get the message like it's a shift, it's here, and it's like, okay, thanks. They won't tell you. They'll just be like, it's a shift, we said it, said what we said, be happy. It's already started because the Knight of Cups is out. It's just like, it's here, it's good. Like I don't know, it could be a person, but Knight of Cups is giving the same energy as the Six of Cups is to me right now. Is just that something's being presented to you that is positive, and that's going to put a smile on your face. Like I don't know. Queen of Wands, that's still, especially if you are Queen of Wands. Been getting the Queen of Wands lately as like a practitioner or something, but like I said, there's a spectrum on that. That could be anything from intentional prayer, new thought manifestation work, all the way to like actual craft, lineage, like lineage-based magical practice, lineage-based spiritual practice, some kind of like traditional occult practice, chaos magic somewhere in the middle, right? So something, your own system. So maybe you called it in. So if you know you called it in, this is a sign. This is a synchronicity of the energetic signal that you have been holding. Ooh. Yeah, there's some sort of strategy you would have had to have employed here. Queen of Wands, Two of Coins, Seven of Swords, Ace of Coins. So there's something that you like have done here strategy-wise to produce a result. You might have strategically sacrificed something in order. This is like, you can't like create something out of nothing. There was something that you had to give up or like work out with that 2 of coins to get something new, the Ace of Coins. This is like something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I'm not getting love on this. I mean, it could be for some of you if you know that's what it is. Let me see if I can get one on the Knight of Cups, because the Queen of Wands, 2 of Coins, and 7 of Swords, that's like a magical strategy or a manifesting strategy to get the result. And I don't care how y'all know how y'all did that. If that's ringing true for you, I care about how it's coming in and potentially what it is, because all I'm getting now is it is coming in and it's a material result, but it's just sort of like, it's very ambiguous. So this Knight of Cups, the 3 of Swords on this Knight of Cups. Well, what the hell is that? Because that seems completely off on the energy, unless it's referencing that homeless thing. What is that? All right, this 3 of Swords on this Knight of Cups is, well, okay, so 6 of Coins, that is something being given. The Ace of Cups, again, a positive thing being given. The 7 of Cups, this is something you envisioned. Or something somebody else envisioned. It's like I'm saying, something's being brought to you. It is the 6 of Cups. This might be a different person. Well, because there's that adage, right? What you are manifesting is also manifesting you. So it could be that like you or whatever it is that you're doing is part of another person's manifestation. Is this another person over here? Or is that the Queen of Wands? The Fool, that's a different person. Okay, so there is a different person on here. So likely what this shift is someone, likely another person, is going to present you with something. And it's sort of like y'all's manifestation processes. I don't know if this person thinks about it as manifestation, but the vision that you are looking to create coincides. Like they overlap, they touch. So let's see what this Ace of Pentacles is. The Tower, that's a sudden thing. So it's like, this is sudden. This is sudden. And like I told you, success can be traumatic, okay? Especially when it's sudden. There's the Devil. Oh my Lord, what's happening? Did y'all manifest with the Devil? Collective. Well, our Devil's in the next thing, so I'm not going to clarify the Devil here. We're going to clarify them over there. The 9 of Wands. This is like, I don't know, it's something arduous. It's something, like, that could just be talking about what y'all had to go through to get to this state, and y'all are both kind of like, oh my God, it could be that. If it is, it's not really telling me what the manifestation is. It's still just telling me about the process. 10 of Cups. So this is sort of like, the manifestation is positive. It's going to come in generally how I talked about, and it's sort of like y'all had to go through hell. That's what that Devil is as well. You had to go through hell. You're looking how you would look. You kind of look like Winona Ryder at the end of Heathers, you know, like when it's kind of a happy ending, but she looks like total shit at the end. You look like that, but it's like, yay, like happy ending. So whatever. So let's go ahead and see like what the Devil is over here on this world and goal. Remember also that the Devil is the king of the earth, right? If we're talking about manifestation within that process, something can come from God, right? And if we're looking at the Devil or Satan or Lucifer with a more expansive mindset, anything that is coming to you materially technically, Satan, the devil, or Lucifer, as the king of the earth, is going to be in charge of that, as in like Bacchus, right? Or Dionysus. Like, material things are not, like, everything's the purview of God or whatever, but God's not, like, God has people for all, like, God's not doing everything. God's like, Satan, you handle this, like, it's a material thing, that's your jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. So Satan is automatically going to be on, like, money or people, anything, like, say, like, if it is material, right, if it is a material thing, 10 of coins at the bottom of the deck, Satan's on that shit. The beings of the earth are on that shit. And it's not that those things aren't, you know, working in tandem with more celestial things, but they're also not separate, okay? But it's just like when people see like this sort of imagery on the tarot, or like you hear words like the devil, there's been so much programming and baggage attached to that there can be just a natural fear response. Well, I don't want to be associated with the devil. Well, the devil's evil and blah, blah, blah. It's like, the devil's only a problem when the devil is not in their proper place. That's it, okay? And so we can be talking about working like the devil, working like hell, having been through hell, but this is also a very material goal. And so naturally, Satan would be involved, especially if anything that you're working on is part of a beast system. So the entertainment industry, corporate world, money making, anything, it's a minor beast system still. Okay, so let's see what our devil is. The Chariot, well, it's incoming. Like I said, this is like a fast moving, incoming, like big thing, whatever it is. 10 of Swords, if this is something bad, I swear to God, it's not, no, it's not. It's like, but here's the thing, I'm telling you, this is why I don't like big shit. This is why whenever I'm talking about manifestation, I'm always talking about like you want to build a gradual momentum, because when something happens really quickly, like it is kind of fucked up. Like it hurts a little bit even when it's good. So we're going Chariot, 10 of Swords, 4 of Wands. That's like, that is a tower thing. So we've had the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, and the World on this. In the positive, that's still hitting, that's hitting you very hard, okay? So even though it's like great, that's like you're standing there and a fucking comet just comes out of the sky and just blasts right into your chest, it's gonna knock you back, okay? So, I mean, I just don't, like, I would say maybe if this is super resonating for you, you might wanna like build a little bit of like a solid foundation or landing pad for this. Like you might want to be aware that, hey, if anything sudden happens to happen, like maybe up the meditation process, maybe like, do you have some vacation days maybe stored up that you can take? It's like something like that. It's like build a little soft place for yourself, because whatever this is, it's coming across as a little bit wild. Which is also Bacchus, Dionysus, Pan. It's wild energy. It's not, the incoming can be rough, okay? I'm going around on this again. So we're coming into union with something. There's our homelessness, because that's the 5 of coins. Where it's moving swiftly out of that. The Hermit, there's something about this, and it has to do with our final column. There's something about this, it's sort of like the magnitude, the speed, something is gonna like upset you or throw you off, or like you're gonna kind of wanna hide from it and kind of remain in the state that you were in before. So that Devil card is also the devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't. So, you know, that also happens within manifestation and why people don't manifest. When the manifestation actually shows its face, it can be scary because it's like, oh, there's the change. I have to reach out and take it. I'm too scared. The Emperor on the 4 of Wands. Okay, so that's a person. That's the other person. So you are either an emperor that is coming into union. So that's like, so if it's attached to a person, right? There's something maybe about power dynamics here. There's something about class dynamics. If you have like way less than a person and they're coming in to like help you do something, that can be a little bit fraught, right? And there's another thing, okay? Somebody bending down to help you. I can't tell you, because I am like, if we're talking about like, let's just put our emperor with the King of Pentacles as well as the devil. This would be someone who has like the type of material command over the world that I do not, right? At all, by any stretch of the means. However, comparatively, my personal material state can be way more than another person's. And what I can tell you is that I have watched countless times, whether it's been me that's been offering assistance or whether I've been on completely the outside and I've been watching somebody else attempt to offer someone assistance, like no strings attached, whatever, and you will watch the person who needs the help badly refuse it. To their own detriment, and also to the detriment of the people around them. And that can be for a number of different reasons. One of them is pride, and not wanting to admit that like I need assistance or that I am in need of money or whatever. I can guarantee, like, I don't know. I know that that is a thing for people. And then also, there are situations where somebody can be giving you something, but it has strings attached. So if you have a history of like financial control or financial abuse or whatever, that can also get activated as well. I'm not seeing any of that like on this, but that could also be what that devil card means. That I am thinking that because the devil is like an inverse of the Lover's card, and on the devil, instead of the lovers standing there freely, they are in chains. And so it's just like there could be those sorts of worries in this final column. Is this person, whoever they are, this emperor, if that's a real person, right? Because the emperor, the Hierophant, even the devil, we could still just be talking about a force, about an entity or an energy, a happening. Is this something benevolent? Is it something malefic? I can't tell. What I can tell you is that it doesn't seem malefic to me. I'm going to put these little people aside and we will get more information maybe on like who potentially, if that's a person, we'll see who that person is. If it's an entity, we'll see what that's about as well. So let me put some of this stuff to the side because we don't need it anymore. All right, and then in our last row, what we're worried about, like I doubt that this is of the divine order. I believe it's from the devil, and like I don't truck with the lower forces, judgment. It's like trying to decide, but also I feel like there's like a heavy karma thing on this with all of the cards that have been coming out on it. Our Page of Swords is clarifying the Page of Swords, Two of Cups. This is, I'm guessing this is another person. It's like you're watching this other person with suspicion, this Two of Cups, like you just doubt, probably validly. So let's go ahead and just jump. I don't need any more because I was correct about that like interpretation. We're going to go ahead and see our Two of Cups, right? Because you're going to know who you are. So if you are this Emperor, King of Pentacles, Devil person or whatever, what I would say to you is be mindful about other people's backgrounds and situations not being the same as yours, because sometimes people like won't understand why certain people are like, well, what, this is a good thing, why are they responding to me this way? Well, because people don't know you, and it's just sort of like your social circle and your life experience is not necessarily going to be the same as another person's. And so it's sort of like whoever the Emperor person is, if that is a person and not an entity or a force or a happening, they would have to be potentially the more understanding, like spacious person who could be able to hold space for another. Because I mean, I get it, but I kind of get both sides of the situation. Well, I get both sides, but like literally whenever somebody's trying to give me something like money, I'm here like, thank you. Whenever somebody's trying to pay for something for me, thank you. Like I have almost no trouble with receiving. It tends to be labor that I get weird about. Like if someone wants to give me like a gift or like funds or like food or something, I tend to be okay with that as long as I feel like there's some sort of equitable exchange going on. I can get weird about like doing work for some reason that I haven't fully explored. So I'll have to think about that. But typically, I love being treated. If somebody wants to treat me to something, I'm like, yeah. Because I love the way that feels. And so typically when I'm treating another person, like I'm only thinking about how I feel when someone treats me, and I'm not really thinking about how that might come off to another person. Okay, so we already have the death card underneath this person, which this is like a heavy hitting energy, and this is suggesting to me that this might be a force or a happening rather than a person. So you might be wondering the source, right? Like, where did this manifest from? Let's see. Oh no, here's the King of Pentacles is back. We have a double King of Pentacles. This person is a force of nature. Dionysus, embodied. Ace of Wands. Like I said, I think this is positive. This is positive, but like, I don't know. I'll go around again. Like I said, I don't see anything negative on this person other than this is like a lot to deal with. And they are incoming. So like, this person is incoming likely to the viewer. Like I said, like the King of Pentacles would know who they are in this situation, and they would know, oh yeah, I'm going over there. Like, but the read is more structured towards somebody who would be experiencing this person rather than the other way around. And there's Nine of Wands. So this is like somebody, the person who is experiencing this other person, it's sort of like y'all have already been through a lot, and this person is kind of like, oh, I'm here to help, or like blah, blah, blah. And like y'all are sort of like, I am so fucking tired. This is like someone being like, this had better not be a trick. This had better not be a trick. This is almost like somebody who maybe has had more of the experience where things only get done well or like don't get destroyed when it's only them working on it. Like when they try and bring in other people, it gets fucked up. And so if another well-intentioned person is coming along to help this person, they might be like, hey, back it up. Like, I don't, no. Like, I'm at the Nine of Wands. Like, we're getting ready, like, to go to the 10 year with it. Like, it's something like that. Also, this person, whoever I'm talking to, the viewer, might be wary of sudden change. Most people don't like tend to deal with that like super duper well, depending on the magnet. Ace of Wands, 10 of Coins. I'm telling you, whatever this is, it's a positive thing, but it's like this is more like a life-changing thing. And so it's just like, anything that would go along with that you know, that you could foresee, oh, I could see myself feeling this way about that. I could see myself feeling that way about that. Well, you know, probably that's going to get activated. That's going to get triggered. Is there anything else you can tell us directly about this Emperor, King of Pentacles, Devil person? This is a very solid, like I'm saying, this person's like a force with strength, but this is a solid person. The King of Pentacles is a solid person. It can be, unless like, because I don't feel like we're talking about, even with the Devil present, I don't feel like we're talking about a total hedonist. It's just somebody with a lot of like power in some way or in some capacity. They have a lot of worldly power. And so they're not going to be used to dealing with somebody who does not have that, okay? And so it's just like, ugh. But I think like strength is usually giving patience. King of Cups here, which is a caring individual. You know, this reminded me, I forget what reading it was, but we like, oh no, it was the September read. It was the September read where we were saying like the King of Pentacles was going to the King of Cups. Like they were making some sort of inner journey as well, which is also kind of being referenced here with Death, Nine of Wands, King of Cups. So this person has been through some sort of transition as well. And as they complete that, that was where like these two were meeting, because the other side of that September read was someone who was frustrated with a manifestation and worried that it wasn't coming in. This is like a continuation of that. But like the September read kind of had that like not really culminating the inciting incident. Wasn't looking like it was going to happen in September. So, but it's in the energy at least. Whoa. Yeah, there's just like something. Five of Cups, the Star, the World. There's like just mixed emotions about this entire situation. There's mixed emotions about this because it's almost like, it's like too much. It's like overwhelming. It's like I have to process that. Like, I don't know. How does this King of Pentacles, how do they know the viewer or the collective? How do they know them? I mean, this could be random. You could be like winning something. It doesn't seem like that. I don't know. Wheel of Fortune could be. All right, that's a no. All right, this person knows the, ooh, mysteriously, you might not know this person. That's so weird. Knight of Wands. This is like, this person is like coming out of nowhere. Okay. Four of Swords. Unless that's referencing that this is somebody that like y'all dreamed about, or like y'all have some kind of like weird ass, like, you know, 5 fucking D connection. I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's just like, there's something about you not knowing this person. I don't understand how this is happening. But there's like a transition in the not knowing. Because I've got the Two of Swords on this Moon card. It's like can't see, like don't know. 6 of Swords, that's changing. And that's been something, it's like, that was like in one of the other readings, it was the 8 of Swords to the 6 of Wands, like something that you can't see becoming public. And we are going from Swords to Wands with this Knight of Wands. This is like someone making their presence known. But like, yeah, 4 of Wands. That's like someone just coming in out of nowhere and going, hey, let's do this. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? Who are you? And then being like, oh no, it's gonna be great. It's like, I don't even know you. All right, this 4 of Swords is the Knight of Swords. This is like very, very, it's like nothing something. Nothing something. That's like the entire read is like nothing something. Very, very powerfully. How is this person coming into contact with the viewer? Like how though? Because I mean, y'all gotta meet somewhere. Unless it is just a force. And this is the last one I'm asking. I say that. It's like, And then we're gonna close out, okay? Because like, I don't know. With all of the fate cards on this, it's just kind of like, it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and I can't really tell you anything about that. So they know, oh, 2 of Cups. So, okay, there's something like there's some sort of existing something here, but like you don't see, it's like, the way it was coming up before, it's sort of like, it was like 2 people who do kind of know each other, and they're both attracted to each other, but neither of them is like saying anything. So technically you don't know. You don't know how you would know how you, if this is someone you know in real life, you know how you feel about this person, which is kind of like attraction. I'd like to explore something with this person, but you don't know how they feel about you, like at all. And what it seemed like is like they have like the same sort of attraction, but they haven't said anything about it. And like, if you're in that position, it was whoever this Emperor, King of Pentacles person is, they're the ones that's going to initiate the contact. And so it's just sort of like, it is what it is. I don't know. Eight of Swords is back again. There is a connection that you don't see. That's so crazy. Empress, it's like the Empress doesn't see it, or like it's something like that. There is some sort of like weirdo connection here that is like, for the moment, unseen. It is hidden, and that's going to be changing. It is likely, though, somehow you have some sort of connection with whomever I am talking about. Yeah, King of Swords. This is somebody that, like, you know. They know you, but that's stoic, right? The King of Swords is like, if you would see this person in real life, you wouldn't think they're thinking anything about you. So if this is someone who's like kind of handsome or whatever, and they seem like somebody who's in some sort of position of authority, like, and you're crushing, like, they wouldn't be giving anything away, like in how they're treating you or in their face or whatever. And so you would just be like, well, I'm not going to be a psycho, and, you know, depending on your situation. And also the Empress is in the receiving position, and this person is the Emperor. So they are the yang energy. It is for them to be acting. And that is being confirmed in the cards. Like, the Empress doesn't go up to the Emperor, right? I know we're being a little bit, like, because with Emperor, Empress, we're being heterocentric, but this could very well be a man, and that could very well be a woman, or non-gendered people, all right? It's just describing the behavior, not the form. Three of Cups, but there's something about this. So we're going from the Eight of Swords to the Three of Cups. It's like a hidden thingy. And that's like all I can get right now because it hasn't unfolded yet. So I would not know. Page of Pentacles. It is going to manifest Queen of Pentacles under the deck. But I mean, I'm just not in charge. So like, none of this seems bad. None of this seems at all bad. This doesn't seem like a bad person. It's just very sudden. It's unexpected. And like, if you have your feelings validated by someone who you think you're being like kind of silly about or whatever, that could throw you off. So let's go ahead and get our final advice outcome here. And then we're going to close with the Sun and the Father. Well, there's going to be some kind of communication eventually. And like the Ace of Swords is just popping out, right? So communication and somebody giving you something. Like, this is like an offer of support or aid or something, right? Like, there's a connection here. It's Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Like, it's gonna come out, right? This person might be handling shit at the moment. I don't know. Yeah. And that was coming out in the September read. So the shine, and it's a positive thing. So we're going to leave it at that. Like, there's eventually going to be some form of communication. It's from the person who's in the more yang energy. Okay, so if that's not you, there's nothing that you have to do here. It's going to be happening to you or for you. And it's going to be positive. So try to like hold on to that despite whatever like mixed feelings that you are going to have about the situation. So my fellow magicians, let us all reach out and touch faith, right? And get a little bit of our own personal Jesus. Whew. All right, well, that's all of them. All right, Jesus says, rejoice because your names are written in heaven. That's usually like a soulmate thing. Again, I don't know if romance is involved in this. That's probably different for everybody, but this is like a divine occurrence. It's like a union of some sort. And it's something to be happy about, okay? So like, I don't know, soulmates, kingdom spouses, if it's going in that direction, something at least very, very compatible, friendship, creative partnership, something like that, that has been in some way. I'm saying preordained. We're going to have to talk about what that actually means, because it's kind of like a canon event, and it has to do with when Jesus says, if two of you agree on something here on earth, my Father in heaven will do it for you. Everything's pre-recorded. It has to do with that. Preordained isn't negating free will, okay? There's like consent on it, which we could also probably talk about, like if y'all really, because I am not a soul contract, like I am not that person, but you can talk about soul contracts in a way that it is not totally dysfunctional, all right? Jesus also says, anyone who believes in me will live. That's just about like faith. And also it's like verifying that like you can believe in positive things. Like if something very, very radically positive is happening for you, that does happen to be attached to another person or whatever, you can believe in that. You don't have to just believe in the bad, even if like your life experience to date has in fact given you a lot of evidence for believing something like that, okay? We can believe in miracles, right? We are magicians. After all, the greatest magicians of the age and perhaps the greatest magicians of all time, we can't believe in a miracle? Oh my Lord. Jesus finally says, my Father's will is that everyone who looks to the Son and believes in him shall have eternal life. And that's just like about enlightenment. My Father's will is that everyone who looks to the Son, so everyone who looks to enlightenment, to the light, to Christ, and believes in him shall have eternal life. That is about, if you are a manifester, right? If you are a magician, that is about walking the walk as opposed to just talking the talk, or as opposed to just doing your rituals, right? Because do you in fact doubt your own manifestations? You know, it like you can kind of negate the thing. And I'm not saying you're blocking it. I'm just saying that like what I am describing should not be surprising to you to be experiencing it if in fact you have also been manifesting it. But perhaps it has taken a period of time, did not go the way that you would have expected it to go. And so because of all of that, you have begun to doubt, doubting Thomas, okay? You're gonna deny me 3 times before the freaking cock crows, okay? Yes, even you, Thomas. Even me, Jesus, like yes, even you. So let's go ahead and officially close out, as we mostly always do, with the highest authority. That highest authority, of course, being Bob. Our Father, who art in heaven. We close with the word of Bob that is good all the time. Oh my God, Bob is killing me here. It's good, don't worry. It's funny how like the synchronicities line up. Oh, this is so cute. I love this. Message from Bob. All right, Bob firstly says, be so very light. Be a gentle whisper. This is about, like we've had messages about putting too much pressure on your manifestations. Not that you're causing problems, but you are in fact exhausting yourself. Like I said, whatever is happening, you kind of don't have to do anything. Like this is just like, boom, it's gonna happen, okay? So if you can relax a little bit, and like I said, create like the little soft place for yourself to decompress like once this comes in, okay? And be gentle with yourself during the process of this. If this is something that is perhaps very radical, the last thing you really want is to be really hard on yourself, even if you're having mixed emotions about something very positive that's actually normal, okay? And you're not gonna like destroy anything if you have like some negative emotions. Like please, you can't do that. I know y'all are powerful, but not even y'all can like do that quickly in materiality, okay? You're not actually God. Bob secondly says, let's get crazy. What the heck? Take a 2-inch brush. This is your bravery test. Like I said, there is something about this shit that is just like that, because this card, what Bob just said, is kind of the equivalent to the Tower in this deck. This is your bravery test. Like, are you actually able now? Like, here's your manifestation. Can you in fact reach out and take it? Can you take What is yours that you have created along with the consent of this other person? Can you do it? Some kind men find they are really cruel. Rich men find that they're really poor. Brave men find that they are really cowards. Once confronted with their true selves, most men run screaming. All manifestations, once they show up right in your face, are going to show you who you really are. And part of the final bravery test is, can you embrace and hold in your hand your true self? Or will you deny them 3 times before the cock crows? Bob thirdly says, you have to allow the paint to break to make it beautiful. This is validating that probably you're going to feel some type of way about this. Like, it's already known that you will feel this way. It's not going to do anything. It is part of the beauty of life. And in fact, a lot of beauty that's talked about far more in like East Asia than it is in the West is like that concept of like beautiful sadness, beautiful pain, that like the most joyous, wonderful things can also sometimes break our hearts, but not in the bad way. And it's a very like complex, nuanced emotion that you're going to feel, that it tends to show up. It's everywhere in East Asia, but where the content and the art that I consume, to me, I typically most encounter it in like Japanese art, commercial art and fine art, right? And not so much in like American, like commercial and fine art. Bob finally says, and that may be the true joy of painting, when you share it with other people. I really believe that's the true joy. What's wonderful about manifestation is that we never do it alone. And the true joy of creating our lives is that we get to create them with others, with loved ones. And so perhaps we have a new player about to enter the game. So, my fellow magicians, this is reality, and I am your GM, your game master for this, the game of life. But it is we who are the greatest magicians of the age, and perhaps the greatest magicians of all time. And together, you and I will perform the greatest magic trick of all time. We will reverse the polarities of the world, make America great for once, fly this boat to the moon somehow, shift the world onto the mega happy timeline, perhaps leaving it a much better place than it ever has been before. Because, my fellow magicians, nothing stays. In 50 years or so, it's gonna change, you know. But oh, it's heaven nowadays.